So, welcome to another Monday Masterclass session with myself, Riz, obviously. And today we're going to be talking about journaling, the power of journaling. We're going to be talking about um, the sort of mindset you want to have when it comes to your routine and the mindset in general when it comes to trading. Because today we have a mixture of people, majority, like probably 90% on the accelerator program. Just a few people who did message me and asked to join. And I thought, because it's not really chart work and it's more so mindset related and journaling and things that could help people understand, even people who aren't involved in trading, just understand what trading is all about and what it takes to be a trader. So definitely thought it could be beneficial for even those who aren't even traders, who were interested in being part of obviously this webinar. So why not? So when it comes to journaling, let's just throw in the chat there. How many people journal at the moment? Yeah, loads. And to be honest, if you don't journal, if you don't, not as much as I should. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool. Good. Yeah, you said. I don't. Cool. I do. Cool. Okay. And when it comes to your journal, never. Ooh. Every trade on 367 as of today. Oh, nice. So, journaling wise, so I'm sure people may journal differently, right? Very differently. And if you're journaling, most people may, like the conventional method anyway, would be like, a sort of Excel sort of sheet, Google sheet type thing. Is that how most people have got it? Word document. Oh yeah, seen yours. Yeah, yeah. Trello. Yeah. Notebook. Notebook and Word. I use Notebook. Yeah. Google version of Excel. Yeah. Pen and paper. Cool. So you can see, make screen record to like that one. Cool. Notion. Yeah, good. That I've heard of Notions. I've heard really good things about Notion. Very, very good things. I'm actually tempted to take a look myself. I print the before and after and analyze it. Yeah, fair play. That's good. Is that journaling? Yeah, yeah. As long as you got on your before, obviously the reasons why, and we're gonna go into that. But yeah, Evernote. Yeah, it's good. My Facebook kind of helps. Yeah. Notion. Yeah, I make notes directly on TradingView, then email myself the screenshot. Yeah, fair play. Fair play. Excel, Evernote. Cool. So you can see here, a nice. I record my trades and comment on why I entered exits. Yeah. So we're going to go through, is that journaling? Essentially, yes. But we're going to go into detail, what you can consider journaling, the different types of journaling, more importantly, why it's beneficial to journal your trades. Okay. So to begin with, why do we journal in the first place? Let's just start in the basics. Why do we want to journal in the first place? Because especially in the beginning, as you are finding your consistency, finding your edge, it's there to help you dissect your results, dissect your trades, right? Because, for example, if I didn't evaluate, my day, at the end of the day, if I didn't evaluate, how it went, think about how did my day go? How did I perform well? Did I, and also in a sense, track, the things I'm meant to do to hit my goals and vision, right? So like, working out, for example, dieting, trading, relating, the teaching and the mentoring. If I didn't track that, I would have no idea how I was performing. I'd have no idea where I could improve and where I couldn't improve, right? And that's essentially what journaling is, right? Just as people who write journals, the reason they're writing a journal is because they're collecting that data. They're collecting the thoughts and processes over time for that particular day or event, or the reason why they're journaling, right? And it's the same principle with your Forex journal. Yeah, your Forex journal is there to show you, because we can't memorize every trade we take and the reason why and why we won, why we lost. Because we can't do that, we're using our journal to be able to look into that, to get that data, be able to look into that data and use it to our advantage, work out where we're doing well, right? Where we're actually seeing results consistently. So, for example, in your journal, you may recognize that whenever I trade GBP, JPY, and I'm buying, it seems to be giving me a much more positive result compared to actually when I trade gold. So, therefore, from the data, you can then make a decision accordingly to say, okay, maybe I don't trade gold so much. I trade GBP, JPY some more. And especially when the buy opportunities are there, I should favor those trades. Does that make sense? Because only by looking into that data and only by actually sort of, if you will, reflecting on your trades and having the data available, and that's why the journal is important, doing that tedious task of whether the tedious task of journaling, and I'm going to go into obviously the different types of journaling, if you will, but the tedious task of journaling is necessary for us to then be able to look into the data, be able to then extract what we need to from that data. If we don't have the data in the first place, how are we ever going to do it? How are we going to know where we're doing well? How are we going to know where we can improve? Right? So, yeah. Okay. So then the when it comes to the types of journaling, right? Does that make sense to what I've said so far as to the important reason as to why to journal, especially in the beginning of your journey? Because if you haven't got those consistent results yet, if you haven't gotten to where you want to be yet, how are you supposed to learn? How are you going to figure out where you're going wrong, where you can improve? How is that going to happen? It doesn't happen naturally, right? One sec. Okay. So when it comes to the different types of journaling, right? As we saw when we asked the question earlier, people using Notion, people using actual pen and paper, people printing stuff off. There is no right or wrong way. It's about what's manageable for you, what actually is useful to you. So, for example, if I was to use a spreadsheet, I wouldn't get beneficial. I wouldn't be beneficial for me personally. It's mundane for me to do that. Oh, I'm not even going to get involved. I'm going to get myself in trouble. So it's mundane to do that for me. I find it a chore, if you will, to fill out the data on an Excel sheet for me. So that's why I went for an approach that worked for me, which was when I was doing it, filling out this book here. It's actually right here next to me, to be honest with you. It's right here. Right. So this is like my journal. It's an actual journal, an actual like kind of like a diary, right? And in here I have obviously my trades, right? I have all the data I need, everything I write down, I date it. And what I do, instead of rather journaling in the usual sense where you're just talking about the trading, I'm talking about my day. Right. I'm talking about, today has been a good day so far. It's been a pretty repetitive few weeks. Sleep's been good or bad. I've been following my system of trading. Today I'm in these trades and it went this well, and etc. Because I'm looking for the pattern personally of me, my mindset, the thought process. Is there a correlation between a day when I'm not sleeping so good and negative trades, for example, right? And also looking at the trades that are being placed and recognizing recognizing the patterns within that, just like I mentioned earlier about the reason as to why we trade. But from this, from doing this way, I'm not getting the data, as in the actual data, which an Excel or a spreadsheet can give me. Does that make sense? Yeah, because obviously a Google Sheets or an Excel, you're going to have your formulas in there, which is going to give you, say, your average monthly return. It's going to give you your average win to loss on a particular pair. If you've got the right system in place. Okay, now one way of journaling your trades, which I think is a very powerful way, especially as part of this program, and if you have a mentor, I think one of the most powerful ways you can do journaling is to do something like this, where obviously you get on Zoom by yourself, you share your screen, you record it, and you breaking down the chart before and then also after, so that you can then upload it on YouTube like I do with the recordings, and then you have that log there from the before or after. Exactly, you can actually tap into the real thoughts you were having when entering the trade or analyzing the trade. You can tap into it because it's right there. You documented it live, right? Same with the after. And the beauty of it is then, as part of the program, you have a mentor. So should you have an issue with a particular trade, should you need help with a particular trade, or understanding where you could have done better or could have done wrong, or even on a trade that you did well, to reinforce the idea and get that sort of a reinforcement from the mentor as well, send them the link. It's so much easier to send them the link, and then I just watch the 5-minute clip, 2-minute clip of you breaking down the chart and breaking down the trade, than it is for you to say, send me your journal and I'm looking at all this data and I'm trying to dissect it all. So it makes it more manageable, not just for you, but also for your mentor to give you the best feedback possible. And that's something that I was discussing just today with one of our traders. And it was an idea I thought, it's perfect for this webinar. So it was kind of goes hand in hand. It was like we were talking about journaling, and then I put in the message in the group about ideas. Someone said journaling. 3-4 people said that, right? And I thought, perfect. Perfect idea to do that today. And I think it's perfect because, again, you can send those links, and then plus it's documented forever, on YouTube. You don't even need to keep it up on your laptop, right? And those links are there unlisted, so it doesn't need to be public. Just like the Hit Squad webinar recordings, they're not public unless I make it public. But otherwise, it's private. It's just for you, your mentor, anyone you share it with, and that is a beautiful thing. Because again, that documentation will always be there. So a year from now, 2 years from now, when you're a successful trader, consistent, profitable, got good funding level as well to your live account, you still have the documentation of when you were starting, right? And another reason why a journal is so important is because that's how you build a track record. That's how you provide to an investor, or even to Astro, for example, when you're looking to get more funding and be part of a hedge fund, etc. There's little tedious things that we will look at as well, potentially. Did you journal your trades? Did you do the necessary work to look at your trades as well? Did you do these little things? Because they make the difference, right? So firstly, we've gone over why do we journal, right? What's the importance and the benefits and negatives to journaling? The negatives are obviously that it does take work, but anything that if there was something that didn't take work and we would be good at it, it probably wouldn't be worth doing. It probably wouldn't make us any money or do anything, bring any benefit to our life, and we probably wouldn't be striving to do it anyway because it doesn't give us any challenge. It doesn't stimulate us in any kind of way. Got to love your own voice, yeah. It's true. It's the hard one. Yeah, that's the Terrence. I thought about that. I thought literally when I was saying it, I thought I'm shooting myself in the foot. Like everyone's gonna be sending me links and videos, which is cool though, because honestly, I find it would be a lot easier to manage. Maybe I'm wrong, but I guess we'll find out. We'll see. The first thing is we'll see how many people actually do it, because everyone says it's a good idea. Everyone says I will do that. Let's see how many people actually do it. There's a big difference, which is something we're going to get onto in a second. But so far, to recap, we've talked about the benefits of journaling, the reason why as a trader is essential almost to journal your trades in some kind of way. Getting the statistics in some way is important. So even if you do your journaling like I do, but then have it synced up to a statistics system like the one that we're bringing out as part of the fund, then at least the statistics side that side of things is done for you, right? That side of things done for you, automated. While the actual mind stuff, which is very important, being able to track the emotions and the thoughts you had before, during, and after the trade, because they're the things that are going to repeat themselves over and over, right? They're the things that will repeat themselves over and over is the mindset stuff, right? Okay, so making sure you're keeping in mind, the sort of thoughts you're having, right? Screen recording and jotting down how you feel before a trade is easy. You are lazy if you can't do them. 2 simple steps. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. What do you actually journal chart-wise? So you would probably screenshot the trade itself. I'm actually gonna just stand up for a sec because I've got a sit-stand desk, and I feel like I've sat down all day, so I'll have more energy by standing. So and rising up, so you know what I mean. But as I was saying, chart-wise, you would just journal the particular trade, so the different time frames you probably used, right? You would annotate hopefully the chart as well. What you were using as a confluence or bias. Why was that your target? Why was that your stop loss? Why'd you enter that? Because otherwise, if you have no chart as well, it can be difficult because then, you might have the data of, I got into GJ long at this time, this day, stop loss this, but then you can't actually see what was going on. You can't actually describe what was happening that day for you to get into it, right? Which, okay, it's not the end of the world, but it really makes a difference because you can see it, right? Discord, yeah, Jimmy opened my eyes as well, actually, to how you can utilize these tools, and probably most of us don't. But when Jimmy joined, the accelerator program, he showed me the level of detail his Discord's in. So on Discord, um, he has different channels. So it's just me and him in there, and he has different channels. And I don't know if I can show you quickly. I won't obviously show anything, Jimmy, of the detail, but I'll be able to bring you. 1 second, let me find it. Jimmy, I think it's this one. Yeah, here we go. So Jimmy's obviously got his thing. Why don't you use Discord? I actually don't like Discord personally. I tried it once. I didn't like it. So Telegram's easy. It's so simple. But here we have the Discord. So you can see you can separate into subgroups: forex, psychology, educational, 2020 knowledge, cryptos, and he has obviously subgroups for his trade spreadsheet, his trades placed, his weekly video, his live backtest, his daily reflection, his motivation, his life goals, and analysis step by step, pairs knowledge, accelerated program videos, for example. So probably where he's putting the recording, so he's not asking and not asking for links all the time. You're being smart about that as well, right? So yeah, that's very smart. And again, I'd never thought of that concept, right? We have all these tools: Notion, Discord, Evernote, Trello, YouTube, obviously Zoom to record. Yeah. So yeah, that's a very smart idea, where again, manageable. You can add your mentor in there, so that if you have something that let's say you got a question, you can just say to your mentor, listen, about my question, if you go on my Discord on this particular tab on this particular post, you'll see exactly what I mean. So they can, rather than trying to give you advice just based off what you're saying, or just based off maybe what you're saying, that you can exactly point them in the direction of what you're talking about, right? Yeah. So so far we've gone over obviously journaling. We've gone over obviously the benefits and negatives, and the reason why you journal, different types of journaling. So just to list a few resources or thingy like we just did: Trello. We have obviously Notion. We have Discord, of course. You could use Telegram, I guess, as well. You have obviously your Google Sheets, your Excel sheets, your Word, Microsoft Word. You could just use an actual journal like I have, the book. So yeah. So there's so many different methods. Obviously YouTube, like I said, recording yourself on Zoom, or screen record and place it on YouTube unlisted, or even just, if you obviously have the memory or the hard drive space, to just keep it for yourself. But that, I'm guessing that would be very not so efficient, I would say. But yeah, so that's why it's so important to journal, because it's going to give you access to the data that you need, and the data that's going to help you in order to know where you're going wrong, so that you can improve on that. Yeah. And where you're going right, which is more important, where you're doing well, so you can focus on that, excel even more on that. And yeah, so that's why it's so important to journal. Okay. Now I want to touch on something that I think is really going to be beneficial, because I think with this sort of mindset, what we're going to talk about, the mindset towards your routine, the mindset towards your trading and what you're looking to achieve. With this sort of mindset, what I'm about to talk about, the reason why I think it's so powerful is through this, you can just get super clear on your trading. Because I think most people are not clear on their trading. Yes, sometimes they have a plan, but they're not super clear on that plan. That's why they don't execute on it all the time, because they haven't got that clarity. Because when you feel confident in something, you take action, right? It doesn't become hard to follow it. It's not like it's a chore. It just becomes you want to do it because you know there's going to be results at the back end of it. So with trading, how many of you, be honest here. I'll be honest. I knew in my trading journey, I'd not followed my rules. I would be always 1 minute I'm trading the 1 minute time frame. Next minute I'm trading the weekly. 1 minute I'm a swing trader. Next minute I'm a day trader. 1 minute I'm trading one pair, and the next minute I'm trading another, a completely different pair. 1 minute I'm trading one time frame. Next minute I'm trading another. Like who's had that sporadic, and sort of even maybe now, just doing all sorts, yeah, just all sorts, just you may have a clear idea in your mind, but that's about it. you know? Yeah, yeah. Because everyone's been there. It's true. Everyone's been there. Everyone. No, don't get me wrong. No one wants to do it. No one wants to do it, but it's just the way it is. It's human nature, right? Because you haven't got that certainty. You haven't got that confidence in it. I feel like I've put my head here. Yeah, I feel like I'm an angel. It's amazing. um, so yeah, we are human. Exactly. Exactly. Optimization process. That's right. It's always about self growth. It's always about growing more. You know, who I am as a trader right now isn't going to be who I am as a trader in 6 months, in a year. You know. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to say then is, when you go to the gym, or when you go to work, for example, right, or when you went to school, when you go there, you had a routine, a fixed routine that you knew of. And don't get me wrong, there may have been slightly different times and shifts, um, or tasks that you do on a particular day, like with school, that might have different subjects. However, the structure of the day and the routine is the same. Same with the gym. You go to the gym, you know what your workout is. Like one day when you go to the gym, you don't just do, one day you do 3 sets, and then the next day you do 1 set, and then the next day maybe you do 1.5 sets, and then one day you train in the morning, but then another day you train in the afternoon, and another day you train at night. Normally there's a routine to it, right? Same with work. You go to work, you know what time you work, you know the tasks that you're meant to be doing at work, you know what time your lunch is, your break is, you know. When you go to school, you know what time you need to be there, you know what time your lessons are, you know what time, again, you finish, you know the tasks you're doing when you're there. Why in trading do we not do that? Why do we think in trading I can trade at 1 p.m, I can trade at 5 a.m, I can trade this pair, that strategy, this strategy, and we think we're going to achieve anything? Yeah, because in the gym, if we did that, the sporadic randomness, we're not going to get any results, right? But the reason why we stick to a gym routine, such as 3 sets of this, and I do back on this day, and I train in the afternoon, or I train at night always, or whatever. I train 4 times a week. That consistency gets you the results, and we know that. Even if none of you lot go to the gym, you guys know that's what gets you the results, right? It's simple. We know that. It's like second nature. We know that. Just like with our jobs, we know we have to turn up. If we're going to keep that job and get the results from the job that we want, which is obviously to get paid, we have to turn up, right? We have to turn up, we have to do the work, and we have to, complete all the tasks at hand and the routine that's set for that job. Why in trading is it any different, right? Why do we treat it any different? Does anyone know? And probably a big part of it is that we're just not aware of it. No one ever really speaks about it in this way. No one really kind of tries to highlight the fact that we really don't do that. Long-term thinking, or lack thereof, yeah, more than likely. Accountability, yeah. FOMO, potentially. No clarity, yeah. No clarity is probably the biggest thing, Josh. So good job on that. No clarity, right? You're not clear on what you're doing, because the thing is with the gym, either you put it together, but more time you probably watch videos of someone, you got some expert advice, or you got a PT or something like that, right? So it's been put together for you. You trust that. Same with your job. You're told this is a routine that you got with your job, right? Same with when you're at school. You're told this is it. But with trading, you're not really told do this. You kind of said, here's a strategy, and obviously go put that strategy on the market, you're profitable, right? Because we have to set up ourselves, but everyone's style is different. Exactly. So here's the underlying sort of slogan, or phrase that I came up with: inconsistent routine and inconsistent what was it inconsistent routine, yeah, inconsistent routine is obviously going to give you inconsistent results. A consistent routine will give you consistent results. All right. So you need to have a consistent routine in trading. So when someone asks me, and this is more recent, this is something I devised when I had a month off of trading, 2 months off of trading at the end of last year. So as in literally the last 2 months, I've devised and put this sort of mindset together where if someone asks me, how do you trade? Normally you get kind of a bit confused about the question. You just say, oh, I just trade, this pair or whatever. But no, now I can say confidently, I trade the London session between 6:30 a.m. London time to about 10:11 a.m. London time, Monday to Friday, right? I trade that. I look to take one trade a day, if the opportunities present itself, right? So I know I'm very clear. I'm consistent with my routine, so I'm going to get consistent results, right? And on, um, I'm clear exactly on every day when I wake up. I know exactly how I'm trading. I know exactly what I'm doing in the market, right? I'm not going into the day not knowing what's happening, not knowing if I'm going to be on the market today from London Open all the way till daily close, not knowing, if I'm going to be opening at London, checking it at lunchtime and being on it all day at lunchtime and probably I don't know if I'm going to take 3, 4 trades, 6 trades. I don't know if I'm going to take, any trades this day. I don't know if I'm trading 3 pairs or 5 pairs, you know, I don't know if I'm trading, for 100 pips or 10 pips, you know, and that's where the problem lies. If you're not clear and confident in it, that's very important, obviously, being confident in it as well. But if you're not clear on how you're approaching the market every day, of course, your results are never going to be what you want, because more than likely you're so inconsistent in what you're doing. And bear in mind, when I'm saying this, I'm not blaming anyone because I've been there myself. And I'm not blaming anyone because who's brought this to your attention? Who's told you to be aware of this? Like, I can't think of any video out there, any education out there where they tell you about getting clear on, your system. And we're going to talk about how to get clear, right? That's what's next, Josh. But yeah, I buy and sell, GJ. That's as clear as it gets, yeah. Do you think there's a period where we have to try different methods to see what fits us best? Yeah, to a certain degree, yes. Of course. To a certain degree, you need to do that. Otherwise, you're never going to learn or grow. You're always just going to stay the same. And the market doesn't do that, right? The market's always moving, always flowing, always evolving. The market conditions this year, for example, are great. Last year were a great testament to that. That the market's always changing, right? And so should we. So we will be testing things. However, we still need to be clear on what we're doing when we come to the market. Okay. So when it comes to how to get clear, right, it comes down to working out how you want to trade. Because everyone in here and every single person that I know who got into trading gets into trading to be full-time, right? But not full-time trader, but to have that time freedom due to trading. So that when I say full-time, it means that that's the only thing they do. And they don't do anything else, which is completely possible. Yeah, completely possible. I do it. The traders, the other team members do it. We know, obviously, traders around the world who do it. A lot of traders in here who started the program are now doing it now, due to obviously the consistency they found through the program, which is fantastic. Now, how do you get clear? So again, look at your routine. Decide to yourself, what am I happy with? I didn't get into trading because I remember I spent years almost just probably putting more hours into trading without any results, without getting paid at all, than I was into a job, right? Doesn't make sense. That's not why I got into trading. I didn't get into trading so that that I would put more time into something and get little pay or no pay, and if anything, lose money. Doesn't make sense, right? And I also didn't get into it even when I was making money, to still be on the charts all the time. I got into trading to live. Okay. So does it mean I need to start making money first and then I can work out later how I'm going to get more time back? No, you need to trade how you want to trade your life, how you want to trade when you're full time, how you want to trade when you see yourself as that trader who is full time and living your life and doing the holidays or having the businesses or just enjoy having the restaurants, whatever it may be. You have to do that now. Every single aspect of that. How disciplined is that person that you see? How what routine does that person have? You know, how clean is their setup? Have they got a really nice clean office? Have they got a sit stand desk? Have they got a super wide screen? Or do they do it on the go? Are you the guy who's got it in the iPad in the pouch and they just whip it out, place their trade, put it back in their pouch, and they're on the go? Who is it you see? What do you see? Right? Because that's why, as someone said earlier, it's very individual. It's very unique. So, I could give you my routine and the thing that makes me be clear, but it's not going to be the same for all of you, right? It's probably not going to be the same for anyone because each of us will be unique. I feel that I can't afford that right now. I don't see, I don't understand what you mean. Afford what? Oh, as in afford the things you want. I think that's what I'm guessing. Yeah, that's beside the point. The point is that, you know, I'm saying get clear on who that is, because the only thing that's going to make you get those things, for example, because the things is just a byproduct. What I'm getting at is the clarity and how you're trading as well. So, you know, these things are nothing. Like, this screen doesn't make me any better of a trader. This desk doesn't make me any better of a trader. You know, having an iPad or any of the other stuff, they don't make you any better as a trader. They're just the luxuries to make it more enjoyable, to have fun with it and things that you want. Things that make you the better trader is being clear on how you trade. So when I talk about seeing that person, yeah, have all those things in mind, but really think about how disciplined are they? How clear are they? How many hours are they trading the market? What sort of strategy are they trading? You know, what sort of average return are they looking to get? What sort of risk to reward are they trading? What sort of entries are they getting? All these sort of things that you wish to see yourself do, they're the things you've got to focus on and making it happen now. I feel like during lockdown, I am spending too much time sat at the desk because there is nothing else to do. But once the world reopens, I hope to reduce desk hours and enjoy the extra free time. But the thing is, you should make free time now, because probably being on the charts, more than you should be, is causing you harm, causing your account harm, because all it leads to is, sitting on the chart and just seeing trades all the time, seeing trades that probably aren't even there, because we're just on the chart 24/7, right? And that's why the same routine, even when lockdown or not, whether you need to remove that element, right? If, let's say, when you see yourself as a trader, that's what you see, you on the charts all the time, then you have to make that work for you. Make sure it's feasible, and make sure that when you are on the charts all the time, it's working, right? But I don't think there's many people who wants to be on the charts all the time. It's dangerous to the eyes and dangerous to your bank account and your mind. It's crazy. But like for me, for example, I only see myself being on the chart a couple hours a day, at max. Sometimes I don't want to trade at all. Yeah. I don't know about anyone else. I love it when I don't trade. I love it when I don't trade. I love trading, but I actually love it more when I'm not trading, because I don't have to worry about nothing. I'm not worried. I'm living my life normally, and I'm walking down the street and I'm not thinking, oh, non-farm payroll today. Oh no, you know, I'm not thinking that they're not causing me stress or harm, or Bank of England interest rates, or wait, do I need to go break even? I don't want to live my life always, every single day of my life, having to think about these sort of things, right? So I know in my trading journey, I want to be able to make, say, a killer amount in, say, 3 months, and then be like, oh, I'm taking a month off, whatever. Yeah. But I know that. But how do I get to that point? By being super clear on exactly how I need to trade. Knowing that if I am trading, I only want to trade a few hours a day, so that the rest of my day is mine. The rest of my time is mine. Because yes, we can trade from anywhere, but what's the point of trading from anywhere if all I'm doing is trading? So what's the point of me being in Dubai and trading, for example, if all I'm doing is just trading 24/7? I might as well just be in England doing it. I might as well just be, staying in my bedroom and doing it, because I'm not living anyway. Does that make sense? Yeah. You get what I'm saying out here? Why the power of being clear on your trading. Let me just read through some of these comments. Let me have some water as well. I had my losing streak on lockdown. I'm going into other lockdown. I won't be the same amount of time again. I've been through periods of overtrading and not paying enough attention. It's hard to find the right balance. Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Obviously, we're going to go into how you get clear, right? I was just talking on the importance of why it's important to get clear. Yeah. I get up early to be disciplined. However, I trade much better in the US session. Well, there you go. You got something to work with. We'll use that as an example in a second. Yeah, perfect sense. Good. What you were saying about setting your own standard for chart time, does that apply to studying as well? As in studying the course and stuff and learning? Yeah, sure. It's the same thing, like routine, just routine that you're happy with. So that you see a lot of people when they join something, right? Join a course or something, they go all out for a week or two. All out. That's all they do. They just all the time, and then they don't touch it again forever. Yeah, because they went so hard and it wasn't what they really would have enjoyed doing. And then so after 2 weeks they resent it, and then that's it. Right? But by making it manageable, making it enjoyable around your routine, being clear on it, it works. Whereas what does your day look like? Time, wake up, sleep? Yeah, I'll go through mine afterwards, so that I will explain obviously how to get clear, and then I'll show you how mine has helped me to be more clear and really confident and everything. Probably you shouldn't read and drink at the same time. I can multitask. I'm a legend. I was wondering who are they talking to? But it was me. That's even called burnout. Yeah. Also, I think the harder I work during lockdown, while I have extra time, it will pay off once lockdown ends. It's true. Now, don't waste lockdown. This opportunity in lockdown is immense. You get time to just be at home. When else are you ever going to get that? Like when before lockdown ever existed, we were probably hoping we could, take time off from work and not do anything. And sometimes even get paid still. Like with furlough, etc. And we got the opportunity. Like who wasted it? Who didn't? I remember in the first lockdown, I didn't waste it, but I ate a lot more than I probably should have. Yeah, and I'm paying the price now. But I'm using this lockdown to counter it. So I'm like, I learned my lesson in the first one. Now the second one, I'm making sure it doesn't repeat itself. Because if it repeated itself, my God, I'd be like Nutty Professor. That's growing. Like, oof, it'd be crazy. But I'm making progress. But I feel like I could have done so much more. Hey, man. Thing is, progress is progress. We always think we can do more and achieve more. We always want to achieve more. But it just means you just keep going. Go harder. If it annoys you, go harder. That's the thing. If it annoys you and you feel some kind of way about it, do something about it. Do something about it. Don't just say, oh, I wish I could have done more. Do something about it. Are you on a treadmill? I wish. I should, oh my God, I should get my bike and do the bike whilst I'm on the webinar. 2 in 1. I'll be shedding off weight. Like you'll see throughout, by the end of the webinar, I'll be skinnier. It'll be amazing. Do like a time lapse. So let's get into the actual stuff, right? Let's get into actual stuff. So when it comes to getting clear, it's about understanding exactly what I said, asking yourself that question: how many hours or how much time am I looking to put into trading a day? Okay, how many hours? What days am I trading? What other things do I have that get in the way of my trading? Right? And if let's say if you have a job where you can't be on the charts during the day and it impacts your trading because you can't look at a particular trade setup, you need to figure a way around that. Not by quitting your job or anything, but maybe because that might not be an option. For most cases, it's not an option. You need to figure out, how do I trade with the time that I do have? Right? That's what's important. How do I trade with the time that I do have to trade? Like, and how am I going to make that effective? Okay. So, and the reason why this is so important as well, being clear, is that it's going to help you to remove all those little trades that you don't need to take. It's going to help you to remove, the FOMO as well. It's going to help you to reduce down, the revenge trades, and hopefully remove the revenge trades altogether. It's going to help you to, basically, majority of people, they overtrade and lose. Some people overtrade, but they obviously get, let's say, a couple winning trades and into profit, then they lose the profit. And that's why they never end up being consistent traders, because there's two lots of traders, right? There's there's three lots, obviously: consistent traders, profitable, the break-even traders, and then obviously the ones who are in drawdown, right? And normally the drawdown and the ones who are break-even are almost the same, right? Almost the same. There's just an ever so slight difference that probably the break-even one doesn't let their losses get a bit out of control, right? That's the only probably difference, that they may have a decent risk to reward. They don't let it go too far out of control, but they're also not winning. They're also not progressing, right? And then the losing traders, more than likely, just revenge trading, FOMOing, stacking, no plan, just not even thinking about the losses like that. Just keep going. And normally, what happens is people in drawdown, even though they're considered obviously losing traders, really they're even break-even traders, because they stop themselves, but then they just can't grow anymore and they don't go any lower. Yeah. And that's why having a clear system to with your trading is really, really, really what it will answer many, many problems, many issues, and many things holding you back. Because, like I said, so I'll use the example of mine. All right. So how long did it take you to master your psychology? You never master your psychology. That's the thing. But to get proficient at it, it took me a long time, probably more up to last year, I would say. Like even to last year, like it took that long, like even to last year. Even now, I'm probably still growing to this day. Like even this idea, this whole clarity thing was over the last 2 months. I'm always growing. And the thing is, with you guys, you need to understand that I'm growing. And then straight away, we got a webinar the next day that where I'm fired up about that topic anyway for myself. So then the next day I'm like, hey, I know what I'm going to talk about in that webinar, because It's not like I plan it. I don't sit there thinking, what could the traders, benefit from? Or I just sit there thinking, yo, I've just learned this, and this is what's elevated my trading tenfold. Bang, we're in the webinar. 'Cause that's what's going to be most beneficial to you. Leveling you up as I level up. So my routine. Okay, so my routine. I had to sit down. I had to think. Okay, what do I trade? I trade pound. Okay, I trade pound. So pound moves primarily London Open. Perfect time. Okay, cool. What type of trading am I going for? I'm going for more of a day trading, or maybe you could even consider scalp approach almost, but quick trades. In and out the market. However, in my plan, the only times I'll take a trade outside of that, the only time is if there's a breaker structure on like a 4-hour daily. So I know there's going to be a nice big move for me to take because it's worth the risk, right? It's worth the risk. If I'm looking to capture 30, 40, 50% and I'm risking 0.5%, it's a no brainer. If I lose the trade, I lose 0.5%, but if I win it, I'm laughing. Yeah. That's again, clear that only trade outside of the regular system. I planned for it. I planned for that irregular trade anyway. Well, most of us don't even plan the regular trades, let alone any irregular trades. So we only ever take irregular trades, and we haven't planned for any of them, right? But again, I'm clear on if I go outside of my plan of that daily trade, it's only because of this reason. And if that reason hasn't happened, then that doesn't exist, right? So I'm looking at one trade a day. I'm looking at a minimum risk to reward of 1 to 5, meaning I'm risking 0.5%, gaining 2.5%. So I'm gaining 2.5% a day, or I'm losing 0.5%, or break even, I guess, but more than likely 2.5% or losing 0.5%. They are the two options I have. So I'm super clear. I'm coming to the market knowing every day that as long as there's a trade available during my time, which is London Open, so 6:30 a.m. to 10, 11 a.m. around that sort of time. Normally it happens between 7 and 8 a.m. anyway. But that's when I'm looking for a trade. That's when I'm executing. Two things can happen. I either lose 0.5% or I gain my 2.5. They're the two options. Yeah. If I don't see a trade and there's no trade available, I'm off the charts. That's it. My day's done for trading. 3-4 hours into my day, done. All right. Does that make sense? Like that's why what that does for me. Bang. I'm not taking any trades in New York. I'm not taking any trades in the middle. I'm not taking any trades that don't fit my plan. I'm not even looking, because the reason why I'm not taking them is because I'm not even on the charts to see them. I can't even see them to take them, because that removes the whole element of my psychology taking over and saying, hey, get into this, jump into that. That looks good. Can't do it because I can't even see it for it to do that, because it's outside my plan. It's outside of that clear area that I've created for myself. Right. So then, yeah. Is there anything else I'm missing out? No. So see how that clarity removes that. So that's for me, because I trade pounds. So if you trade the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, obviously New York session is going to be your best bet. And again, you block that time, right? Because when else is it going to move? It's going to move obviously New York. That's when the Canadian banks are open. That's when the New York banks are open. The most significant move will be New York for that pair. So understanding the pair you trade, the nature of that pair, will help you devise what time it moves, when's the optimum trade. Yes, I'm not denying there could be trades in other time zones sometimes, but that no strategy has 100% strike rate. No strategy will ever, 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 ever allow you to capture every single move in the market. And we shouldn't be trying to, right? We shouldn't be trying to capture every move in the market. It's never going to happen. It's not feasible. Our brains couldn't comprehend the amount of data it would take to do that. All right? I'm going to answer some questions. Do you always plan how long you're going to be in the trade? So I don't plan how long I will be in it, but based off obviously what I'm going for. So again, like sort of in that day trading scalp approach, it's a very quick trade. I'm looking at that London Open movement. A 1 to 5, very easily achievable. Most times 1 to 10, but I'm trying to keep it more conservative. Again, learning and adapting. I started with 1 to 10, learned that, okay, yeah, the market can get 1 to 10 sometimes, but most of the time it goes to like 7, 8, or 9, and then drops back. So I'll be there not taking the 7, 8, or 9 and then losing a trade or going break even when I could have banked it. So I switched it to 1 to 5, keep it a bit more realistic, go with what the market's telling me. I'm not trying to put on the market what I want, go with what the market's telling me. Cool. Yeah. So I have a general idea that, okay, based on the timeframes I'm using, the strategy I'm using, this trade should last X amount of time. So based on your strategy, you should look at the pairs you're trading and the style of trading you're doing, and be able to answer to yourself, this trade should, on average, probably last an hour, a day, few days. So that will give you confidence there. Did you ever have your plan like printed out on your desk or open when you're trading? Did it help? I have before, and it helped and it didn't at the same time. When I would be more aware of it and I pay attention to it, then yes. But most of the time, probably not. And the only reason I say this again is because with those ones, whenever I printed them out and stuff, I wasn't clear. I had to write it out because I wasn't clear. I wasn't confident in it. I trusted that it was a decent enough plan, but because I didn't have that absolute clarity on why I'm doing it, the reason why I'm doing it, why it's beneficial for me to do it, what it's going to do for me if I don't do it, and how it's going to impact me if I don't do it. That's what's important. So you see how with a normal just trading plan, yeah, okay, it answers a lot of questions, but it doesn't give you that clear routine. It just tells you how you want to approach the market, right? But when you have a clear routine of exactly, every single day. That's what I'm saying. Like if someone asks me a question, so how do you trade then? Oh, so I trade 4 hours a day. Okay, I trade in the morning London session, which is basically when I wake up before the London banks open, and I trade their opening session to their trading session, and I'm trying to capture one particular move and gain 2.5%. So now I know everything about my trading. I know exactly what my weekly results could be if I win every trade. I have the maximum potential of 12.5% in a week, or I have the maximum loss of 2.5% in a week. Yeah. Because I'm super clear. I know every answer is answered. What happens if the market moves in New York? Nothing. I'm not involved. I'm not even looking at the charts till the next day or the end of the day to reevaluate for the next day. Does that make sense? Yeah. You see how I will now avoid so many trades that would cause me losses and cause me break evens and cause me headache, which then lead to more losses when trades do come that fit my plan, because I'm just not there to take them, because I'm not bothered about taking them, because I have my clear plan. Less is more, exactly. Yeah. What else does someone say? Will you only place one, or would you re-enter if you got in early? No, one. So for me, it's one. It doesn't mean you have to be the same way, but you need to decide for yourself, what are you comfortable with? Yeah. What are you comfortable with? Because with my strategy personally, it's precise. It's either you're a sniper or that wasn't the target, right? So if I lose it, I was wrong. I don't need to jump back in. That's it. That's another thing though, having your strategy to a point where you are confident in it, so that if you do lose a trade, you're fine because you were confident in the trade. You were so confident in that trade that it fit your plan, that when you lose it, you would still take it again if it happened. If another one came the exact same way, you'd still take it again because it fit your plan that much, not because it looked good. And then when it goes against you, like, I wish I didn't take that trade. You shouldn't be like that. It should be like, okay, I was wrong, but here's why. But I'd still take it again because it did fit my plan. I was that confident. It was inside my strict routine. It was inside my strict plan. Because without my strict plan and routine, I won't have any results. They'll be just all over the place. Do you set alarms? Alarms. I mean, alerts. I think you could do. It depends. If you're not going to be on the chart, let's say if you are at work but you are able to maybe just pull out your phone and whack on a trade if you need to, you might set alerts around the time. So say, for example, you've set yourself, I want to trade the London Open, but yet you work during that time. That's still your strategy. So how are you going to do it? Right? Just 1 second. How are you going to do it? You can set alerts to help you to be able to manage that. Just 1 second. Sorry, someone called me. So yeah. Yeah. What was next? Do you journal how the market closes at night? I don't journal it, but I take note of it for obviously the next trading day. Be very useful. I'm glad. If you could do me a favor, by the way, if you want to share it on your story, tag Astro, of course, tag myself, because I'm very proud of this webinar. I've been very excited for it all day, honestly. Every call I've had, I've been like, get on the webinar tonight. The webinar is going to be amazing. But yeah, if you want to shout it out, that'd be much appreciated. And yeah, but what else are we going to talk about? If you only trade London session, oh sorry, questions going. If you only trade London session, let me get rid of this one. It'll be bigger. There we go. Perfect. If you only trade London session, what tasks should you be doing the rest of the day to continue growth of the trader? Nothing. You don't need to, man. You don't need to do anything else. If you have a strict routine, honestly, the amount of results you'll probably get is insane. Like you'll see a complete mindset shift. You'll see a shift in your trading, because once you have that and you're not getting results, automatically you know you need to make tweaks to your strategy. You need to make little tweaks. Automatically it's a lot easier to work with someone who has a disciplined structure to their trading than it is to work with someone who doesn't. Imagine if you're ad hoc everywhere, how hard is it to look into that? How hard is it, even if you have a journal, how hard is it to look into, okay, he's trading at this time over here, but then over there, and then his that pair, oh wait, and then he's look, that's a 300 pip target, but then that's a 50 pip target. Like, how hard is that going to be to work out where you're going wrong? Right? That's why I get super clear. And I'm not just saying be super clear on your routine. Be super clear on absolutely everything. The sort of targets you're going for, the strategy you're using, sort of risk to reward, etc., etc. Absolutely every detail. Get as super clear as possible. And how do you do it? You ask yourself questions. How else are you going to do it? You're not just going to magically, oh wow, I know what to do now. No, you have to ask yourself the questions. Because you already know what you're not clear on, because you're going to feel some kind of way about it. You're going to be getting this tension or these huge emotional swings about it at some point during your trading journey. So ask yourself the question. So then again, you can confidently say, I'm entering this market. I am confidently trading the market because I confidently have this strict system that I have in place. I am clear on every angle of my trading. And that's where you need to be. If I was to ask you a question and say, what's your strategy? Or what time do you trade? Or what pairs do you trade? Or what risk reward do you go to? You should just be like, bang, 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 answer, 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 answer. Yeah? Why did you choose to only trade? Because I trade pound. So because I trade the pound, GBP, JPY, GU mainly, between them. I only trade one pair at a time as well, another part of it. But because I trade pound, the optimum trade will normally be found in London Open for the type of trade I'm taking, right? You don't know how the market goes. So for example, let me just explain. So you don't have to just trade one session. That will help if you have a particular strategy that works around that. But if, let's say, you don't have that sort of strategy, so let me do that, because otherwise it'll be a bit mean for me not to do that. If you don't have that, then you need to get clear on where you're taking your trades, in the sense of, if you're looking for if you're a day trader, you're looking at maybe the 1 hour swings, 15-minute swings, something like that, right? The highs and lows, the structure. You need to be able to be disciplined and clear enough to say, I'm only taking trades from the low, the low of the 1 hour structure, the high of, or selling from the high of the 1 hour structure, for example. Anything in between, I'm not bothered about, right? I'm not going to even look at it until it starts to approach that area. Yeah. Because right now, most people, and I've been there, like I said, are just waiting and watching. And as they do so, those candles are drawing you in. Yeah. Those movements are drawing you in, right? On moves that you wouldn't even take and aren't part of your plan and don't even make sense. Because of FOMO, because of greed, because of just maybe sometimes because you just sat there, and that's where the danger of just sitting at a desk obviously can be dangerous. Yeah, and then when it comes to, obviously, yeah, so that's where it comes to the 1 hour and say 15. If you're looking to be doing like sort of intra-week trading, so holding a bigger trade, again, you're probably looking at the 4 hour or daily or 1 hour as well. And again, picking the highs and lows of it, not the middle. You're not going to be trading from the middle. And yes, we know that sometimes trades don't do a deep pullback and they go. That's fine. Again, that's the time where that's just the trade you didn't take. That's a trade that didn't fit your plan. And you should be okay with not taking that trade again. Because as long as you just wait for the trade that does fit your plan, you'll be more profitable. And because you're doing that, you're going to take way less trades that are really taking away from your profit anyway. Because you're not going to take those trades in the middle that end up taking your loss, taking a loss, taking a break even, taking a loss. So by the time you get to the trade that is the optimum trade that fits your plan, and it does work out, you've already lost 2-3%. So when you make your profit, maybe you still end up in a loss, or you end up break even, or really tiny profit. And then you wonder, wait, I'm doing all this hard work, I'm not getting any results, but I'm not losing either. What do I do? That's where you're going wrong. All right. Does that make sense, though? Any thoughts on that? How did you decide to narrow down to a few pairs? I'm at the point where I still consider all G7 and crosses. Oh my damn. That sounds like a lot of hard work. I just did it because I knew that one pair is enough. All I need to do is, trade one pair and I can make money. It could be any pair, though. That's the thing. That's the interesting thing is there's like no pair where someone says, I don't trade that because it doesn't make any money. You know what I mean? Every pair makes money. Every single one. Every crypto pair, every indices pair, every commodity pair, every forex pair. Every single one makes money, right? Because the interesting thing is when it's more volatile, so you think it makes more money, the pip value is less. When it's less volatile and it moves less, the pip value is higher. So in the end, they pretty much just balance out, right? So it's not about, you know, because when you trade, say 10, 15 pairs or five, yeah, okay, if you make it work, cool. But honestly, think about it. How much energy is it taking to be able to keep track of each one, right? To do the analysis on each one of them, to work out where each one is, when rather you could work on one and be like, cool. Or if you look at all of them, you literally just pick the one that's fitting your plan and get rid of all the rest, you know, and then suddenly you look at them again. Oh, wait, this one's at the 4 hour breaker structure. That's going to be a nice move compared to, you know, the one I normally look at, GJ, where it's just choppy right now. For example, right now is a great example as to where, you know, where it might be beneficial to have another pair. GJ has been very choppy the last few weeks, right? But there might be another pair where it's just doing clean 4 hour higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low. And again, get clear on how do you manage that if you're going to do that. I don't have to do that, luckily for me. But again, um, you know, get clear on how would you go about doing that. You need to work out how you do that. How are you going to work out how to do that? Ask yourself the questions. What system and processes do I put in place? It's like when you start a business, they always want a business plan, right? You make a business plan. No one ever just runs into business and then just starts doing stuff like, I'm going to open a shop over there. Yes. And then actually, oh, property over there. You know, no. It's always like, here's, oh, I'm thinking about that shop. Why that shop? Because that shop, I can have these opening times. I can have this stock. And you know what? There's this many customers in my vicinity. You know, you plan it all out. Same with the trading. Before you begin, you should have already planned out how you're reacting, what you're going to do, what pairs you trade, etc. I love the passion gets me pumped to update my plan. That's good. What time are you up for GBP? Oh, sorry, I didn't understand. What time am I up for GBP? I'm up at 6 a.m. Sometimes a bit earlier if I'm having to do, if I want to do the exercise earlier and stuff, but 6 a.m. at the latest because I want to be on the charts by about 6:30. Yeah. I like your flow of explaining things to us and how you see the market. Very inspiring to us. Appreciate it, Daniel. Appreciate it. Pips, not pairs. Yeah, exactly. Makes sense. Good stuff. Jack of all trades, master of none. Literally, yeah, true. When you go sleep, are you asking when I go sleep? I don't understand. I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand. Any other questions though? What time is bedtime? Oh, I don't know, man. Hey, I got a kid. There ain't no bedtime when you got a kid, bro. It could be 8 p.m. one night. It could be 1 a.m. It could be no sleep at all. Honestly, more so no sleep at all. Yusuf will tell you. What time? Some great information today. That's great, man. Glad you enjoyed it. Where do these recordings? They go in the private Telegram group. You're on the Accelerate program, so are you in the Hit Squad group? If you're not, then just DM me or DM your mentor. We'll get you the link, get you in there. Yeah, but I'm actually about to go teach now. I've got some lessons to teach in regards to the strategy. The guys who obviously won the call to learn the strategy, so I'm going to obviously go and teach them now. Do you reckon Forex could be taken over by robot trades in the next few years? No. They need retail traders. They need people like us to lose. Hopefully, they want us to lose. They need us. Definitely going to be focusing on bettering my plan after this. Definitely. So as a recap, quickly. So recap. We have obviously the power of journaling. Why we journal? Because obviously we need that data. We need to be able to know why we are, where we're doing bad, where we're doing good, and the statistics behind our trades to improve on. Why the sort of things that you can use: Notion, Discord, Telegram, YouTube, Zoom, Evernote, Trello, Excel, Google Sheets. Getting clear on a plan. Okay, getting clear on your routine and a plan, and getting super clear on every aspect of your trading, so you can confidently ask and confidently answer. Sorry, if someone was to ask you how do you trade, you can confidently answer yourself, which is more importantly. And the reason why that's so important is so we can reduce down the number of trades that we shouldn't take in against our plan. We should automatically have less losses. We should automatically have a better strike rate. We should automatically feel a lot more confident in the market and be okay and accepting of our losses and wins because of how clear we are with our routine and plan. Because we're so clear on understanding that, yes, we can lose and win in this market. We're never going to win every single trade, and we need to be okay with that, and that I accept that. That's another thing, accepting it. Right, but that's just a quick recap of today's webinar. I hope it was enjoyable. Obviously, for those who aren't on the accelerator program and you want to attend these sessions every week, then drop me a DM, talk to me. I can get you involved in the accelerator program. If you are not bothered about joining them every single week, then obviously don't join. So simple as that. But yeah, hope everyone had a good session today. Excited for the virtual trading floor session tomorrow with you all, and obviously next webinar from me will be on Thursday with the Hit Squad webinar. I don't know if Shabs is going to do a webinar on Tuesday or not until she's back. Obviously, I guess we'll find out. But I know Michaela for the Spanish-speaking traders will do one on Wednesday, and then obviously it's me on Thursday with Joe. So catch you all on there. It's a great webinar, and yeah, we'll catch you soon. Take care, everyone. Appreciate all the shout-outs as well, by the way. I saw my phone buzzing. Yeah, appreciate it. Take care.